Hey, hey, good evening. Can everybody hear me? I guess you can't hear the music. I must have pressed the wrong button. Trying to find the buttons. Yes, you can hear me. Awesome. You have to bear with us. This is still weird doing this stuff. Awesome, loud and clear. And you definitely can't hear any music. Yeah, oh, yeah. I had no time to change. I've got just like still in my training gear. But I thought, you know, it's kind of like a hat. So I thought I'd leave it, you know. Right, okay. I think Ben might be just popping back in. I'm just clicking a couple more things. Basically, I just wanted to pop on because we're going to try and do a bit of the updates on Fridays, make them more of a little bit of a stream and a hello, and then summarize on a kind of Discord update later on. And especially since it's the start of the year, we thought we'd actually just say hello. This is our faces for people who haven't seen them before. We have started sneaking out a little bit and saying hello. TD was very graciously had me on NFTV Gamer the other day. We're talking about Wax Mole, which is one of the things I want to update this today. We've got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, New Year's resolution. Yeah. I mean, in fairness, you know, Rob, that I have done this before. This isn't just I have previously done kickboxing, and I have previously had my belts. I just gave up when I bust my knee and then became a bit of a stuck desk fat boy for about 5 years. So now I'm, you know, I'm aiming for my purple belt. Still currently got my blue. Oh no, blue screen. Well, that's ruined it. Like that. But yes, so Friday nights are very much going to be a rush back after kickboxing and come and say hello. I'm going to bring Ben in. Ben, are you there? Hey, Ben.
Hello, hi. You can hear
Hi.
me? Everything's good?
Yeah, Ben is here. But so for anyone who doesn't know, Ben is over in Canada. He is basically, he's almost the founder of the universe, I think some would say.
I like it. I like that
title. Should we do for anyone who hasn't previously seen us, so we can actually specifically say that the origins of what do you mean? Yeah, the origins of how all this came together in a very brief thing. Ben and I met in art college. We put together a really wanky sound performance group, which we bloody love. Sadly, Ben now lives in Canada, and that makes it a little tricky to perform. Over the last 8 years, Ben liberally stole my identity and turned it into a comic, morphed it with his identity, and created 2 characters which are carbon copies of ourselves way into the future in the Double Beta universe, hence the massive poster behind him. Those comics are available on Amazon, which I'm sure Ben can probably find links and drop them into the chat, because, you know, the stuff, you can get it on your Kindle right now, comics in the universe. And that Double Beta universe has a plethora of stories and cool stuff and sci-fi. It's like, what do you call it? Like sci-fi funk sort of thing?
Yeah, we were calling it definitely sci-fi funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got to taste a little bit of fantasy, a little touch of fantasy, but yes.
And I've been a game dev and an artist for a long time, and Rob, who is lurking in the chat, is my business partner in Reality Boffins, and I've irritated Rob for a long time about my random projects, and he graciously agreed that we could take one of the prototypes and turn them into some games. We prototyped some other games. We're like, this needs to be part of a massive load of games. And so we were like, well, this needs the universe to sit in. And just so happened, after Ben ripped off my identity, I ripped off his stories and wrote my own stories. And then we had probably upwards of maybe 17 hours of intense arguments about how to merge the universes back together. Maybe.
There was like I would say that spanned like months, but yes, agreed.
Months.
Agreed.
Well, you know, if you condensed all those months down into a number of hours and cut out all the crying in between, then it was about 17 hours.
we take lore very seriously. Very seriously.
So, and then we took all that lore and shoved that into the game, which is the Turis, and now we have this Turis universe. Well, the Turis Station game, which lives inside the Double Beta universe. So Ben is joining us because he is the artist and creator of the universe, and he is basically feeding us with new stories, new characters, concept art, taking the things we do inside the game and then rewriting parts of stories, creating new stories. I believe you're currently penning the Wizards comic right now, which is the arrival of Turis around the Singularity.
That's right. Yeah, super exciting. A little bit of the origin story for Tourist and the Wizards. Yeah, I love it. So, yeah, that's in the process, and a bunch of other good stuff too.
Now, previously, the other comics were published out, and they had a short physical run. They were distributed at Comic-Cons, and they have been distributed manually and hand-delivered, and you know all the usual stuff. The new comics, just to confirm, will be coming out in an asset form as part of the Turis Station, so there will be an opportunity to have them in game and also have them as real life VRLs, because we love the VIRLs. They're like, I love the fact I've got a grubfish upstairs. Well, I did have it, so my daughter stole it, but I love the VIRLs are like brilliant. Comics, assets, games. So Ben's currently writing our new stories, which will be available through assets in the game. And additionally to that, this is a bit of a meandering thing before we get to the actual update. In the background, if you can hear music, hang on. Anyone hear music, maybe? I think it's actually one of your tracks, Ben.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
So, between Ben, Rob, Chris, myself, we have various levels of skill sets and time in the kind of music industry. Chris, who's not with us tonight, he is a long-time, lifelong performer in various bands, big epic frontman, and he's actually manifest as Lloyd Baxter inside the Turis Station universe. He will be running our radio station, which I will get onto in a minute. And he also writes all this music that you can hear in the background. Ben is also a sound artist in his own right. He's also writing music for Turis Station. Rob, who's lurking in the chat, is also writing music for Turis Station. And all of these will be, obviously, over time, we're going to be putting them together, producing them, bringing them out as downloadables, assets, in-game assets. Oh, yeah, sorry, I should be looking at the chat. Hello, who's here? Hello, lots of people are here. Hi, Shrimp, before you go to bed, I'll say hello to you first because you're popping off. Oh, hi, Rebecca. Hi, Bodo Confulus. Your name hurts when I look at it. I can't even say it out. So, Bodo Confulus. I'm going to call you Bodo. And Greeno. Hi, Greeno. We will fix your score. I think I know what it is. It's a work in progress. Hi, Nostalgia Geek. Hi, Rob. I think I saw BDO. Hi, BDO. And Montserrat. And Typographic John. Hello. It's really nice. This is weird. I am both terrified of doing this, but also secretly quite like it. So you will see more of us, I think.
It's not such a secret.
Yeah, it's right. Not for you. When I click end and go off and throw up.
That's normal. That's what people love about it. You know, like, speaking of this, like, because I asked Chris, right? Like, because Chris is a front man and he's on the stage and he's in the public all the time. And I said, like, did you not feel when you do any sort of public live performance that awful gut feeling? He goes, oh yeah. He's like, I've done it for 30 years and I still feel that. And I'm like, well, why? Like, why do you engage in that? And it's like, he was like, well, because once you get through it, right, and you do the thing, the high, the buzz, the adrenaline, the endorphins, it's so much fun to spend time talking and performing.
I'll have to remember that. One of the last gigs that we did, that I performed with Rob and Ed at Accretion Entropy, one of the last ones we did, most of my gear stopped working, and then it had too much ground hum. It nearly blew out the PA speakers in the venue, and I literally ran away from the stage and everyone had to come find me, and I was sat out on the dock outside just like hiding. Dragged me back to the stage, and I ended up just playing one synthesizer the whole time, just one drone just sat on the stage like
I mean, and you know, that's a legendary performance already, so yeah, definitely. You gotta go through it.
Just to say, on future Fridays I will be doing some Grubfish. Quite frankly, I haven't even pressed the button yet to find out what the buttons are to link it to Twitch and all that kind of crap, so I'm going to figure that out in the week, and next Friday there will be some Grubfish. So this is like a little warm-up test to say, hi, 9:30 on Fridays, we're going to be doing updates. They may be short, they may be long, but if you want to check in and see what's going on, then this is where we are. So I suppose the first kind of bit of information about what's going on this year.
Yeah, it's exciting. That's why I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you want to know what's going on this year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to summarize last year a little bit. The Discord, we stupidly left the link on the website too early, and a bunch of people turned up, which was kind of fun because it kicked us in the ass to get moving. We had things moving, and we had a kind of a rough plan, but we got it moving. That led on to getting the prototype of the bedroom out there, that kind of proof of concept of getting some of the external assets in, had the look and feel of the system. In fact, in the background, you can see on kind of behind us is one of the early concourse. Now, like many good prototypes, that was made using asset packs. And then so a lot of this year was spent working out our workflow to replace everything to then create our entire asset set based on Ben's artwork and based on a workflow that we can maintain. I mean, we've said before, we're a small team. You know, there's 2 of us in the UK, there's 2 of us in Canada. We all have other stuff we do as well, like Rob and myself, we are contract developers, and we do kind of creative industry stuff, we do art stuff, we do game dev, and we have a business we have to do, which basically pays for us to be able to take some time out to do Turis, which is great. And Ben, you're in Canada. You're busy. I mean, we've all got families. We've all got work we do. So we come back and we basically, this is our passion project. So when we come into it, we're switched up to like 500% for those hours we get to spend on it. And then in between, we're mad busy doing other stuff. So last year built the test client on WebGL as a bit of a test to kind of give people a bit of a look and feel. That's kind of worked out. We got the multiplayer working, which mostly worked out, but I really need to fix the football because that is trashed the server. And then we got some nice assets out. We met lots of lovely people. This last year was great because at the start of the year we were a bit skeptical. We were like, "What the hell is this wax stuff about?" We know crypto. We technically know how it works, the blockchain and stuff, but we weren't really sure how to apply it. So last year, first 6 months was a lot of, what the hell does it even mean to have digital assets in the game, which is kind of the reason we wanted to make it. We wanted to answer that question. Second half of last year was like, shit, we think we know what this is now, and we're going to carry on with our roadmap, which was kind of initially loosely what we thought was right. Obviously, you got to learn from mistakes and learn from how things go, and we kind of morph it and grow it. Now, the general thing, which is a large online multiplayer simulation, Stardew Valley, Sims-esque sci-fi, space opera, funk, trash mini-game thing in space is largely what we want to do. Especially with my personal thing, like, I just want the Autons to play on their own, their little AIs. Like, I want their memories, their lives. I want you to be able to log in, grab one of your Autons, and literally see its life story, and it'd be so fucking good that you can then have the rights to make a film about it. Which, in owning the Auton, you do own the rights to that Auton story. Not the Double BT universe, but the memories of that story, so you have permission to take the story of that Auton and write your own story about it, or film or a movie or whatever. It's like, it's something Ben and I discussed years ago. Do you remember, like, we were talking about that, the idea of building a lore platform where we kind of build this open source world where people have permission to put stuff into it, and then build, like a kind of like an open source IP repository where people can build the world out from what we feed into it.
A true collaborative multiverse, really. Like, it really is, because you can add, and it doesn't taint anything else. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Sorry.
The only other reality is that we're both fine artists, so we have to temper that with a little bit of our ego, which means that in this world we still have curatorial kind of say on what goes in and what doesn't go in, because we're assholes like that.
Sandboxes need like walls, man. You know, otherwise it's just a pile of dirt.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, hang on. I've just realised Rob's not in the thing, so he can't press the buttons. I've got to press the buttons. Yes. Nostalgic. Animal Crossing on steroids, definitely. And I think that's kind of it's about little going into it and finding a little story, you know, like being attached to the Autons. And last year we kind of proved the point that the memory system worked, and we were like, right, this has got to go ahead and become a prototype. Then we were like, well, we've got to make the physical world of it, the bedroom, the blockchain interactions, all of that kind of stuff. That kind of, we feel like we hit that last year and it was basically successful. Some things weren't quite as quick as we wanted. I know we've got a kind of the cosmetic skin system which hasn't quite come together as fast as we wanted. Mostly my fault because I keep breaking it every time I'm updating the network stuff. So that is one of our big things this year. Second part is we want the world to contain lots of bits of information, lots of instances, lots of mini games, lots of things to do. So you can go in one day and you can just watch your dude wander around having a bad time, or you can go in there and you can play football. You can go to the party at the club. Oh, what's that, Rob? Oh, Rob's here.
Yeah, bring Rob in.
I'm going to bring Rob in. I don't know if you want to come in, but you're coming in anyway, Rob.
Yes.
Hi, what
Good evening.
Oh, right, hang on. Blah, 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 blah. I'm afraid a person whose username is almost unintelligible to say. We're basically anti-hype. So if you find us, you find us. But no, we thank you very much, but we are not interested in some of that, and I can't find the button to make that go away. Really need a moderator. Anyone know how the moderator button works on this?
Just smash the whole keyboard with your palm, right? That's how it works.
Tell you what, just everyone pretend it's gone. Yeah, thanks for coming in, but no. So
we can highlight it.
Yeah. So pretend that thing that flashed up isn't there. What are you making now, Rob? What's this?
I just thought I'd open up Blender and have a kind of like a little window of doing things while the stream was on. This is some of the kind of general parts of Turis, like this market stall and all of the crap that goes on the market stalls. Look at the detail of this; it's ridiculous.
Look at the detail on that, Rob. Like Charles and I were oogling over it the other day. By the way,
you can barely even see it on the actual game.
Yeah. So it makes it so good.
Thanks, OP. Thanks for popping in. We're going to try and do this more regularly, so you'll get to see our faces some more. Yeah. So
I was just going to make some greebles while everybody's chattering.
Nice. Enjoy. So last year we basically got the proof of concept stuff together, and as we people who've been in Discord will see, like, we're not making a project for we're not making a play to earn game. That's really not what we kind of want or really care about. It's like we want to make games, and the most interesting part to the blockchain to us is the idea that people have ownership of their assets and can trade assets and swap assets. And oh, hi, TD sent you. Hey, thanks to TD, and hello to Fischella and Lex Luthor. Hello. So we're trying to build like a world that's interesting, that can fill it with stuff that you could sit and you could get lost in some stories, but just as equally you could pop on for 5 seconds while you're taking a shit and tell your Auton to go to work. You know, it's the whole gamut. Some of the mini games we've got are kind of games in their own right. For example, we've got Planet Hoppers, which is a kind of resource gathering space jumping game. I'm a massive fan of point-and-click adventures, so there's going to be a point-and-click adventure mode inside the game. But also, as someone's just said, love the... love from the Geek Arcade. So, Nostalgia Geek has created some awesome arcade machines which are in Turis. And the other night, I couldn't sleep, and I was like, holy shit, I've got to write an emulator for an old arcade machine that nobody cares about. So I wrote an emulator for an old machine called Chip 8, which is a virtual console from like the 1970s. It's proper rubbish. It's got like 500 bytes of memory and 1 color, but it's awesome. So now we have a virtual arcade machine, which is going to go into all the arcade machines, and all the ROMs for those. Hi, Princess Phoenix. Well, Prince Phoenix, sorry. Prince X Phoenix. Double X, sorry. Yeah,
hard.
we're gonna basically be building some kind of lots of instances, so mini games inside mini games, so arcade machines that are ROMs, that are they're assets that you can trade. Obviously we've got to build a Snake clone and a Block Breaker clone and a Pac-Man clone and a Tetris clone and all those lovely things, but sadly they're all written in assembler, so they'll come, but they'll come via a ton of tears and pain while writing an assembler. But if anyone wants to write it, in fact, let me just share it up to blah, 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 blah. If anyone wants to write any games for the the emulator, then it uses a standard IDE. You're welcome to write them, and you'll be able to run your own games in there as well. So I will share that link out if I can find the damn link. Doobie-doobie-doo. Is that the one? Have I done it right? Yes, okay. And I should put that up there. So if anyone wants to write any games that run on Nostalgia Geek's games arcade machines, and which will have its own dedicated arcade, you can head there, grab the IDE, and just weep into the assembly because it's horrible. But you know, that's what it was in 1977. So yes, so the end of last year, that's where we got to. We had a bit of a Christmas party. We had some live stream events tested in the club. That all worked great. We've now got a nice media server where we can pipe in 24/7 radio, which is going to become very important because we have we're going to be putting podcasts and shows on there. Many of them have already been pre-recorded. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, I think we have roughly 170 plus shows recorded ready. I think it is. Probably. I think, and that's not including the live gear and the audio performances. I think just in talking content, shows and skits and things. I think there's at least 170 different stuff. Yeah. There's a lot. It's been an archive we've been building for a good few years, waiting to be poured into this. So the radio station is going to become quite important, but anytime we can turn off that and we can actually stream live audio from the real world, all of us perform live, so we will be doing that. We will be subjecting you to a whole bunch of shit of us making noise. That's just going to happen. I mean, if Rob's doing it, it's going to be nice noise. If Ben's doing it, it might be cheesy noise. And if I'm doing it, I mean, you can do the sound art if you want, but I'm digging your cheesy electro jams at the minute. And if I'm doing it, it comes with a headphones warning because I just put a shit ton of drones on.
Yeah, and it never starts quiet. It always starts loud.
Yeah.
Be warned.
Oh yeah, you should be warned. Can I interject with that story just for Rob's sake, just real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Rob, when Charles and I did the Tempting Failure show in Bristol, it was about 2 to 4 feet, I'd say, from the stage to the wall. And he got us like a $5,000 sound system, something ridiculous. Oh. They got us this crazy sound system. And it was our first night, and we really, it's raining, we're outside. It was so much chaos that we hadn't fully had to test anything. Anyway, the first very nice middle-aged lady came up, well-dressed. It's on our show, came and sat in front of us. She goes, "Well, will it be loud?" And I remember Charles just going, "No, it should be good." And I was just like, "It's gonna be loud." And like the first noise that came out, boom! She just walked away. She was like, "Oh my god!" And that's what you can expect when we do these live streams.
Ben, I have located it. I'm going to pull it up. I've got it on here. Hang on. Where is it? Let's see if I can press these buttons right. Right. Your Blender's going away. Bye, Blender.
Bye, Blender.
Hey, look, this is us from 2000 and something, 8 years ago. So if you happen to go to the comic book and you see the characters of Natch and Mercy, imagine these two idiots have been photocopied as clones maybe 1 billion times through the time and space into the future, and the people in the comic are basically like the bastard shit photocopies of these two idiots making sound. And this gig went on for 6 hours. During the gig, we dismantled all our gear and resoldered and built them into new pieces of electronic equipment, and it was in the exercise yard of a disused police station, and I got pneumonia.
It was worth all of the pain. It was an amazing experience.
That was loud.
Not loud. Hang on. Headphones running.
I hope it was loud. I just saw it was loud.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we literally played for days.
Yeah, and I think it's good to prep people. You always got to prep your audience when it comes to sound art. I love the community, but I'm not sure how many of them have been initiated.
Oh, you get sorry, Nostalgia Geek. Basically, assume every time you come to this space, it comes with a headphones warning, and if you forget, it's kind of your fault because I ain't gonna remember.
Put a limiter on the output of your thing before your headphones.
Definitely should get some banners that just run headphone sound banners.
Yeah, so where was I? Sorry, massive meandering path. Sound, yes. So we did the bit of party gigs in the Club Chaos. I suppose what I should do is I should have a window open with Turis Station on, so I can do a little guide around. And this year we've done to start bringing in some of the actual activities now. There's a few things that are kind of high on the list. We've got a couple of outstanding jobs from last year, so we're going to bring out the cosmetic skin thing as soon as possible, so we can get the Pioneer skins out once they're out. Right, yeah. Rob, your webcam's mental. Are you just?
Oh, on purpose. I was like, go low res.
Ropo's just lo-fi.
Yeah.
You just
visual lo-fi, audio hi-fi.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hang on. Let's just stop. I'm just gonna kill this before I. There we go. Yeah. So this year, we're gonna get these skins out. We want to get the virtual consoles out. The first lot of kind of. Well, we're actually going to put it to a vote because there's three things that we want to bring out first. We've got the overall game, which is the Autons memories, the stories, the point and clicks, the kind of the bigger long-term stuff. So that's the stuff we're building over like 2-3 years now. And in between, with what we've really learned over the last year is that ultimately people want to have the community is everything, and we want people to have fun and we want people to do stuff and come and hang out. So we're switching a couple of things around. And we want to bring forward some of the online event stuff, and Twitch integration and mini game stuff, just so people can actually have some fun in it. With that, one of the things was the football is actually secretly a test for the physics, because we want to have in the Club Chaos a fight night, wrestling ring in the middle, luchador masks, and basically come in and have a massive Royal Rumble, but with whatever words it means that we don't get done for trademarks with the WW people. Etc. Yeah, I can't remember. It's WWE.
WW and another vowel after
it. WWF when I was a kid.
Yeah. WWO.
But there are quite a few different games. There's a few different games on Wax which have got assets that do different stuff to do with fighting, like fighting moves. And if anyone has any assets from those games and feel like they don't really use them enough, then we will enable them here. So I know, for example. Blockchain Brawlers has different moves, but it's a card game rather than a fight. So instead, we'll just take those assets and let you apply them to the Autons, and they can have the actual moves. A massive Fall Guys game, yeah, like Fall Guys. And what's the stupid rubber people fighting one? Gang Beasts, like Fall Guys, Gang Beasts. I love all of that. So yeah, I think if what we want to do is in the actual world itself. One of the reasons we've kind of worked so hard in building a single world that has many things in it is we want to be able to, if you're like on the platform at the concourse, just got off the train and you see 10 of the people, like what you want to be able to do like an instance of a Fall Guys type game right there and then. You know, you log in, you see, oh look, someone's left a big massive pile of cargo boxes, right? That's an obstacle course now. So we want it to be like organic events. One of the things that happened last year in the events is there was a conga line formed. I always thought it's such a banal thing, but it's awesome. It was like people forming a conga line, and it's those little moments of kind of organic gameplay that appear, which I really love. And we want to put more of that into this coming year. So, mini games, we'll post it out in the Discord of which we've got like about 3 or 4 different ones. We'll post out and see which ones people want to do first. Some of them will be Twitch enabled. Some of them won't be Twitch enabled. Some of them will be for fun. Some of them will be there so that if you want to log in when we're not there, you can just run your own little thing. Like the football, we want it to kind of run basically self-contained. There's a dub bar down on the end of the concourse, which will have our new kind of security NFTs on, so people can run venues. And Nostalgia Geeks is going to be running some nights out of there. We'll be sorting that out in the kind of the coming months. And in the Club Chaos, we're going to try and put on a couple of more regular nights.
Hi, that's a handful of things, man. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just. Is that you breathing, Ben?
You hear my breathing?
Yep, Ben.
Yeah, it's you. So I was like, is that me?
Hold on.
Yeah. So I'm really sorry. This is meant to be in my head. This was going to be like a 30-minute concise update, and I'm meandering all over the place. So yeah, maybe this is what you just got to get used to on a Friday.
Charlie Talks time. I love Charlie Talks time.
Yeah. So, I mean, the problem is it's like so many different elements of it, and we know that we're a small team. We're not idiots. We know that this is going to take time, so we're just going to keep on building. I mean, one of the reasons why you haven't seen a paid drop from us is that we don't want to be we don't want to say, hey, here's a drop of Autons. Come and buy 500 Autons, and then go, yeah, and then wait 10 months before stuff works. It's like that just seems disingenuous. So we're building, we're giving stuff away, we're letting people fill their wallets, try some stuff, enjoy it. And when there is things of value, of perceived value by the community, and when people are happy and think there's actually, like if we start getting a bulk of people saying, look, we want some stuff, then we'll put some stuff out. Primarily, it's probably going to be collectible stuff because we love collectible. By our default profession, we're artists. You know, we produce artistic cultural artifacts. It's like it's just what we do. And most of those are going to be coming with very, very low mints because we like having limited runs, and also they're going to be coming with VIRLs because we just love the tangible objects. So the first part of this year is going to be cleaning up all the code that we kind of got part of right last year, and integrating a new code for the new year. Some of you might have noticed on Discord, I'm constantly bitching about WebGL. Don't like WebGL. It's great, but it's not good enough for what we want to do. It leaks. It's not good with media. It's not dynamic enough. And trying to support WebGL and native platforms at the same time is basically a road to us never getting stuff done. And also always having to compromise. And we don't want to compromise. We want all the stuff. We want the Autons stuff, their little mini neural net. We want to be able to pipe in any media we want. We want live streams. We want mocap pixel people for performances, for performers and DJs and that. Ain't going to happen on WebGL. So sadly, the WebGL client, it will keep it as a legacy thing for a little bit, but the WebGL client is going to go, and we will be replacing it with a native PC build, which initially will be on itch. Now, I will go into details why that is initially on itch in a moment, because we have a roadmap, which is the bigger picture roadmap for the mobile apps. Now, currently, if you've tried the mobile app, you know that it logs in via the Wax Cloud wallet or via Anchor. Both are okay. I think long term, we're very much a believer that in blockchains being in gaming is going to become a transparent thing. So there has to be options for the user. So you have to be able to onboard a user and then basically not give a shit that you're on a blockchain, but be able to engage in the ecosystem. So we're working hard to integrate the Wax blockchain with the Unity game services, so you can have the assets kind of managed natively inside the app through Apple ID, through your Google Store stuff. You can buy stuff for your Auton using whatever your usual payment methods are, because they're already established. Like, this stuff isn't rocket science. It's been here for many years. The only difference is that you will do it and it will mint/transfer Wax assets into wallets that your Auton has. Every single Auton is going to have its own Wax wallet, which you will have the keys to as the owner of that Auton. Because it's not your keys, not your tokens, as everyone says, and yeah, we're not. It's going to be your Auton, your keys. So with that in mind, once we've got that system sorted, that means we can move forward with our Steam. Our Steam store listing. Now, we have gone through the process. We have our Steam app ID for Turis, and we are in the process of basically making sure that all our policies are in place, all our backends in place, and everything matches up to match Steam policies, so that when we launch that, it'll have parity on Steam, iOS, and Android, so that whatever platform you turn up at, the experience will be the same, and you can tell people who don't care about crypto to log in. You can log in whatever form you want, and if you are someone, probably a lot of this community who is established in blockchain and Wax, if you want to use your blockchain native wallets, you can use them. Like we're not gonna stop that from happening. It's that more that we're just adding some additional, which allows people to not have to worry about that. Have I gone jerky?
Nope, you're good.
Now, yes. So, taking that into consideration, with the close that. I think I've opened up too many windows. There we go. Taking that into consideration, that then basically gives us the ability to transfer assets around using the server, which will have its all the Autons with their wallets. That then means that it makes it very, very easy to make this also appear on other chains. And we are aiming to target Immutable X first for also minting assets. So basically, Mint 1 on Wax is going to be the same as Mint 1 on Immutable X, and it's all going to be managed inside the Turis server app. And then basically, as time goes on, I mean, the whole point of this blockchain stuff is it's meant to be decentralized. Wherever you want, transfer your assets around, and as more of these chains come online, as more, the places where people want to go, if a user wants to use it on particular chains, bring them in. But at the back end and at our root, we're going to be Wax is kind of our core chain, and everything else is going to be linked and shared with that. I think that kind of is most of the stuff right now. So yes, fix the stuff from last year. Waxmole got an update. So the scores are now from 0 to 1,000. If people don't know what Waxmole is, it's our little in-house tool that we used for basically profiling wallets. We're not super harsh on it, although apparently it really likes to pick on Greeno.
Yeah,
don't know why. We'll figure that out.
I think it's written. It's written in the code somewhere.
Yeah. Basically, there's obviously everyone's very aware that there's this ongoing issue with, what is a bot, what's a multi-accounter, and the whole thing is we're from everywhere, and a multi-counter in one location might be just is someone else's bot, and someone else's bot is just someone else playing a more meta game. You see the miners on Alien World, and the game. Are you playing Alien World, or is your metagame the fact that you're running lots of accounts and you're generally playing Wax and the other stuff around it? So the Waxmole was the answer to how do we kind of give a score to a community member that isn't like a big stick saying get the hell out because you've done all this bad stuff. It's more of a kind of sliding scale of look, we don't want to make it unfair for everybody through multi-accounting. So if you've got multi-accounts, your multi-accounts probably aren't going to work, but you've probably still got a main account, and that's probably going to get through the score. So we're not going to stop you from playing, but please don't throw 50 accounts at us, and we will be trying to police that. So
it's almost like you're punishing the behavior and not the person, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So like if you've got five wallets and 3 of them are are just there, not really doing anything, and they're just as don't engage. They're not. If those wallets, that's it. Those wallets aren't part of the community and engaging with the community. That's what is profiling. So it's not making a judgment on the person. It's making a judgment on the wallet, so that we can get a feel for who's using it. So we'll keep tweaking it. I know TD's looking at putting he's doing some more around kind of gathering different metrics together to create a more generalized scoring system for kind of people, for getting people comfortable of verifying who people if is this a trustworthy wallet and things. We're going to be using it in-house. Generally speaking, if you score over 500, you're always going to get an all the drops. Sometimes we might drop it down just if for people, because if they're new wallets, etc. This one I'll have the UI. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you're probably going to break it. Which is fine. So we'll break it, fix it, tweak it, tune it, and I think hopefully in the next week or two it'll get into a nice solid state. But yeah, so it's kind of, we're going to be using it for all our drops. We have been using it, and on the last couple, there's always a couple of the multi-counts that sneak through, but the amount that it was dropped by was incredible. And you know, it's we're not doing big drops anyway. We're doing airdrops, so it's fine at the minute. Yeah, so Waxmole. Have I missed stuff, Rob? I can't literally remember now. I did have my list, but I don't know where it's gone. So new mini games, online events. Going to be going on to itch.io for the PC client, dropping the web GL, working towards the Steam. No timeline on the Steam because we've just got to jump through the hoops, make sure everything's in place. We don't want to rush to Steam and then get shit on because we've done something wrong. Because if we put it up, we want it to be there for everybody. So we don't want to like break it. So it's more of a, hey, this is the long-term goal. Is this Steam, mobile, and it's going to be across the platform, and then hopefully at that point we can reapply for the third time to be a Nintendo developer. They apparently hate us, you know. Who would have thought with the trash that they have on their bloody store?
Yeah, so new builds for iOS and Android coming out soon in the new year with taking the Christmas decorations down, bug fixes, etc.
And I think one of the excuse me, the people will know and have complained about it, and it has been heard. The UI is, let's call it the prototype UI that was on WebGL and not really fit for the mobile. That's going through a significant rebuild at the moment. So I would say that in the short term, there probably isn't going to be a lot of major app updates other than taking the Christmas decorations down, because we just need to get our head down and spend a few weeks building the kind of finishing off the skin system and the UI, which are our two most important things. So start of the year is going to be a nice bit of head down dev, and then as we get into kind of March, April, I think we'll start doing some more iterative stuff. But it's like so many,
a bunch of quality of life things initially, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, so many things in this space treat game development like everything can be done in a week or something. I mean, it's crazy looking at the Discords. You have a suggestion go in and then pressure to get it done so quick, and you can see projects like desperately trying to deliver it, and it's hard because game development is not a fast thing. Prototyping is fast as fuck.
Yeah, that's great. Bring the public and it all goes wrong. Yeah, you got to find all the bugs.
Bringing a game to bringing a game to be a product, that's a long ass task. So we're not naive to that. This is we're here for years now. We're going to keep building it. People ask us when is it going to finish, and as far as I'm concerned, it ain't going to finish if my way with it. It's just going to keep on having new stuff, and it will transfer. You know, like never say never, but like we have had a test VR build, which was horrific, but also kind of fun. You know, like it's all these things can come. We just really cherry picking what we are going to do so that we can deliver it rather than just do 50 billion things really shit. So we're just going to pick each one by one, do it, fix it, make sure it works, grow it. You know, the bedrooms were the test to see if we can make it work, the network, and then the concourse. The concourse is going to get much bigger. It's going to have some galleries, it's going to have some shops, it's going to have some mini games. One of the things, if anyone's watching from other projects, we welcome everybody to Turis. You want a shop, you want a space, you want some billboards, you want anything, just tell us, we'll put it in. We're gonna have some billboards which we'll have some free space for just putting things on. Just come and play. That's all we ask is come and play. Bring people. If you want to host a little event in the Club Chaos, let us know. We will send you the link to send things to the Icecast server if you want to broadcast audio. Just ask. Like, you know, we just want to share fun.
The concourse you currently have access to, what you can currently see is barely half of a concourse, and there will be eventually dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of concourses with all kinds of projects on them.
So you'll notice there's the train, and basically the train is the thing that gets you around the whole station, and that train takes you from concourse to concourse, from event centres back into the actually the first one of the mini games we're putting in first, or want to put in first, but we'll put it to a vote, is the growing, because I'm a massive Stardew addict. And I really want to grow some stuff. So you'll notice there were some mushrooms that popped out the other week. Those mushrooms are going to be part of the growing kind of mini game. all of the cartridges you currently have for assets, you'll notice they're game cartridges, and the way we see it is they're basically like recipes for the replicators in the system, in the station. So at the moment when you call up some food and it replicates it, it's basically using the blueprint on the cartridge to replicate it. So when the in-game economy comes online, your Auton has resources which those cartridges are going to use. They won't consume the cartridge, it's more that you own the blueprints for it. So if you imagine that every cartridge you've got is a blueprint for a thing, so at the moment there's some mushrooms out, they're blueprints for mushrooms. So you can, in the first set of the growing, we're going to, as we've done with everything else, prototype it in little pieces. So we're going to put some pot plants in your bedroom so you can literally grow a mushroom. And that will be our test for the growing mechanic. Get that working, iterate, build the massive greenhouses. I mean, we're from Britain, and everyone loves a cheesy ass British allotment. So if you imagine
We've got
space,
one.
you basically imagine cheesy space allotments.
Space
with
allotments.
Your space sheds, space shovels. Bring your shovels from Alien World. And you'll be able to, and then basically we'll expand the growing game into something akin to a kind of a little mini farming simulator. So that'll be the farming game. There'll be the Planet Hoppers game, which is the space exploration, jump in, resource gathering. You can either play it directly, or you can tell your Auton to go play it, and it'll find someone else's game and go and play it on there. So when you see your little crew, it will go off there. Next Friday, I will gather together the various prototypes, screenshots, images of this stuff.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
I was not ready this today as I legged it back from kickboxing, and I'm on the laptop, which basically only has StreamYard on it, so I do apologise.
No, you don't want to give it all at once. You want to tease
No,
it.
okay.
Oh yeah,
okay.
we need material for future, don't
That's
we?
right. That's right.
Well, what, like we haven't got enough with the masses of notebooks, pads, videos, like tens of gigabytes of audio, 3D. You know, it's
There's
bananas.
some stuff there, isn't there?
Every time I open another folder, I'm like, when did we make this? Oh my god, there's so much. Has anyone that's left? I mean, incredibly, there's actually still people watching this, which is ace. So thank you, everybody. Has anyone got any questions? Ask us a question. We'll answer it as best as we can. I know, where's the button?
Allotment wars. I like allotment wars.
Right.
Sabotage other people's allotments.
Yeah, allotment wars. Yeah, So that's what I was saying about the emergent gameplay stuff. Like, you've got an allotment, you've got a growing thing, but yeah, you could aggressively expand your allotment, or you could literally, start picking up mud and throwing it at each other. That's the dream. How much of that we get in all comes down to which things we pick, and we are going to basically keep asking the community what stuff they want to see, what would be the preference. I think at the moment we would love to have a little bit more stuff that people can log in and do on Twitch. I know at the moment we had some sort of functioning stuff with giveaways where you can, effectively play hide and seek, run to locations. We're going to put some more stuff in. Just caught the end of the mushroom talk. Mushroom talk. Where can they be found? I sent some out, and
there's probably a few on the marketplace.
I think there's a few on the marketplace. I think a lot. I think I kept a lot in the holding. I was going to put a black.
Somebody had one for trade. Someone on one for trade on the Discord.
Bear with me. But the short answer is we distributed them in a lot of them in an airdrop, and the rest we're going to be updating our blends. We quite like blends. I know lots of games use them as a way of dealing with over minting, but we kind of don't want to over mint in the first place. So we like the blends as a mechanic for creating and upgrading. You'll notice that there are wizard tokens. Wizard tokens are the magical transmutation device which will turn anything into an upgraded anything else. So if you have a thing like a common soda and you want to upgrade it to the uncommon soda, common soda, one wizard token goes up to the next level, so on and so forth through all the levels.
There's a few toadstools on the secondary on Atomic at the moment.
Is that?
Yeah.
And I'll
a few others.
I will. What I'll do is, I'll tell you what. I'll root because I've kept a lot of the mushrooms back. I will keep a lot of them. I'll get the mushrooms ready next Friday. I will sort out the grubfish, and we will do some mushroom grubfishes, and I will even throw the epic mushrooms in there. We'll have a
space
massive
shrooms.
Mushroom. Yeah, massive space shrooms. Epic mushrooms, epic space shrooms. I'm sure we kept some back.
Can I take mushrooms during this?
Friday.
Is that part of it? Next Friday?
There's currently. Oh, I just realised you meant you. I was just like,
No.
I was just like, hang on, we haven't written that on the Auton. We haven't written the Auton code for that yet. Although, funnily enough, I think that's what got us banned in Korea, because when I updated our rating on Android, we had to go through and do some of the new things, and on it, I ummed and ahed, and I was like, well, yeah, we do have things which can be considered drugs, and in the Google thing, they're fantasy drugs, and yes, they probably are going to be there, and yes, you probably can use them. So I ticked all these boxes, and yeah, so now we're banned in Korea. So I'm really sorry.
Poor. They will be hounding for that to be reversed.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Or
they're left out.
Or unless it was the question which said, are you going to... There was 4 boxes which described how are you going to display farts. Are they going to be small comedy gas clouds? Are they going to be large and graphic? And then there was another one about vomit as well. Would you use cartoon vomit or lifelike vomit? And will they be? Will your characters actually be shown vomiting, or will it be used purely as a comedy prop? I
would just be clicking all of the above. All of the above.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. We clicked all the buttons because we don't know. It's like we want all that stuff. Sorry, yes, nostalgia. I think you've actually asked this twice now. Sorry about that. Will the Pioneer custom Autons be coming up part of the comic stories? Maybe. Well, that is a question for Ben, because Ben and I go back and forth quite a lot, and I talk about the sanctity of the original canon. And the idea is that from Double Beta Universe, there's a one-way thing into Turis. Actually, like quite like this, Ben. Look, you got Double Beta Universe over there, and Turis where I am. So if you imagine. we basically, oh Jesus Christ, we basically take this one. We basically look at all the stuff Ben's doing in Double Beat Universe and say, yeah, well, let's put that in Turis. But Ben then looks at Turis and goes, oh, I quite like that as developing. Right, I'm going to write some new stories, and then the circle completes. So the short answer is probably. And you know,
the short answer is yes. Like, this is where I think it's yes. However, as Charles mentioned, we are definitely in the position to edit things. So what that means is maybe your Auton gets a starring role, and maybe it's a background character. That's something that, you know, we would hold the sort of conversation around whether what role and how important it would be. Because
basically, Ben writes the stories, so it's he'll write whatever they are. And
hey, Ben.
But I think
he drew me naked and floating in a tank multiple times on some of these stories.
It's true.
Explains everything, doesn't
it? Yes. So yes, I think that's probably is going to happen.
Probably.
Just caught the end of the message. Yes, Mushroom Talk, fun times. Yeah, sorry, just going to check back through these messages. TD, thanks, TD. I hope that gut feeling was a good gut feeling. Hang on, what's up in this one? All right, I'll figure this out. To be honest with you, I haven't really. Last time we did a Twitch stream, I forgot to even open the Twitch thing, so I haven't really even looked at the dashboard manager before. I will do my homework this week and actually learn some of this stuff and do some integration stuff or something. You know,
it'll be so
clicks a button.
Everything will be slick.
Yeah, if someone clicks a button right now for something, nothing's going to pop up on the screen. There's going to be no sound effects. Right, where are we? I think that kind of covers most of the stuff. If anyone's got any questions, shoot them in now. Probably going to have to wrap up soon because, quite frankly, I literally did run here from kickboxing and I need to take a shit real bad.
Shower, you mean?
Shower. No, that is the best way to end every podcast.
Yeah. Everyone.
Yeah, we will stream till we need to go.
Yeah.
Nature has called it an end.
Yeah.
Also, I've literally no idea what the policies are on Twitch of what you do or what you can and can't do on Twitch. Honestly, it's like, what the hell?
I mean, you'll find out.
We'll find out. I don't know.
You can take a dump.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
It did lead to that, Charles. You did lead to that.
Yeah, Great. Should we finish up on that note?
That's a perfect note.
Welcome to Turis Station. It'll be one of the few games that actually has a functioning toilet.
What does? Well, nearly functioning. It's got it. That's always the intent. When your Autons got to go, he's got to go. Or she.
And
they.
It's like a massive Easter egg. That's what pisses me off. It's like it's just an Auton going to the toilet is an Easter egg.
Barrett, what about if it's a little cartoon Auton doing, as the Google Play Store policy says, a cartoon shit for comedy purposes?
Just need you just need a fun cartoon sound effect, and everything's good.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I think we're going to wrap up and say goodbye because it's been an hour, which seems like a nice thing. So we will try and do an hour on a Friday on at 9:30. Some or all of us may be here. Some days we will do some other things. I will get Grubfish working. We will get some other little giveaway stuff working. We'll try and get some integration stuff sorted in the next month or so for Turis Station, so there's more touristy stuff. But, also, it's not all about us. We are going to be looking at other projects. If you want to share some stuff, we're going to take a peek at it. We like looking to find out what's out there. We don't have time to do it always, so this is actually a nice time to kind of have a little play around. We're also got all kinds of other crap we'll probably talk about, so it'd be a bit meandering like it has been. But thanks to everyone. I don't even, can you even like and subscribe on Twitch? I literally don't know. Is there a button? Please press the appropriate buttons. Everyone press the appropriate buttons like you meant to. We'll see us on Discord, and we'll catch you for stream next Friday. Ta-da.
Bye.
Ciao.